Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Hispanic Chamber Connection. This is a radio program that features and promotes members of the Texas Gulf Coast Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. This show is broadcast from the Lone Star Community Radio in downtown Conroe and can be heard at 104.5 and 106.1 FM or on the internet at irlonestar.com, or you can watch us as a Facebook Live on the Hispanic Chamber's Facebook page. This program is sponsored by the Lupe Martinez Insurance Agency right here in Conroe, Texas. And if you need insurance coverage for your home, auto, or anything you care about, please give the Lupe Martinez Agency a call at 936-759-1166 or visit their website at lupemartinez.com. This program is also sponsored by Image 360, serving Northwest Houston. If you need any kind of sign for your business, please give Angela a call or text at 281-910-0843. My name is Tom Brody, and I'm the Vice President of Membership for the Chamber, and I'm joined today by my new co-host for the show, Janice Marino. Janice, how are you today?
I'm doing fantastic.
Very good, very good. And actually, today our guest is Lupe Martinez. She's the title sponsor of this company. Lupe, thank you for being with us today. How are you?
Hi, great. I'm doing fabulous. Thanks for having me.
Very good. So, real quick, what's the best way to get in touch with you? Is it by text, phone, or email?
Oh, sure. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, that's better. That's better.
Awesome. That's better. That's better. Yes, I'm super happy to be here. Yes, so the best way to contact me directly is going to be either or. Email is lupe@lupemartinez.com. Pretty easy.
Okay.
And my phone number is local here in Conroe, so 936-756-1166.
Okay.
Thanks for asking.
Very good. Well, we'll be talking with Lupe in a lot more detail, but first I want to talk to you a little bit about the benefits of the show. The Hispanic Chamber Connection is one of the many benefits of membership in our chamber. So if you're a member and haven't appeared on this radio program, please send me an email to tom@tombrody.biz, and we'll get you on the calendar. We also have a radio show in Spanish on Thursdays at 10 o'clock on AM station 920. Now, the Hispanic Chamber, we like to call it the chamber, the business chamber of choice, has three goals in mind for its members. Number one, visibility. Number two, business connections. Number three, targeted education. And I can think of no better way to fulfill all three of these goals than to have you and your business featured on one of our radio programs. We also have a email newsletter that informs our members and guests about upcoming meetings and events. And to be added to the newsletter, please send an email to tom@tombrody.biz. And if you have any questions for Lupe today, please text them to me at 713-906-3710, and we'll be sure to get them asked on air. So, Lupe, again, I'm so glad you could join us today. First off, I want to thank you personally for sponsoring the show, and I'd like to welcome you back to the show, right? I understand you were on the show a couple of years ago, right?
Yes, a couple years ago.
How was that experience?
Oh, it was fantastic. It was great.
Yeah.
So when I was given the opportunity to sponsor this, I said, why not? It's a really unique opportunity, a way to communicate, to talk, to get to know great people. So definitely hands up for that.
Well, very good, very good. So tell us a little about your agency, where your office is located, and what type of products do you offer?
Sure. So my agency is a State Farm insurance agency,
Okay.
and it's located in the heart of Conroe, downtown. If you're familiar with the Palo Royal or the one and only Cece's Pizza in Conroe, we're in the same shopping center. We've been there for about 10 years, actually a little over 10 years.
Wow, okay.
And we will be moving in the next 60 to 90 days, across the street from there. So it's literally probably 10 footsteps away. So still same general area.
Okay.
God willing, that's what's going to happen. And obviously what we do, most people know us for auto insurance.
Right.
We do offer other products such as, your homeowner's insurance. We have what's called financial services, which is a bank and, life insurance and retirement accounts, that kind of stuff. So
Okay.
definitely those are some of the things that we do.
Okay. And I understand you just got back from some kind of fabulous trip, right? Tell us about that.
Sure. It was a fabulous trip. I was gone for 10 days in Hawaii.
Really?
Yes. Yes.
Now, was this business or pleasure?
So it was a business trip. However you go, obviously, I'm able to take my family with me.
Oh,
so
nice.
I was able to take my son, who's 6 years old,
Okay.
and my brother. Yes.
So
Very
business
good.
to pleasure trip.
Business to pleasure trip.
Yeah.
A little bit of
Okay.
both.
So this was a business trip. How'd that? What part of the business?
Sure. So what happens is with our organization, State Farm, one of the fabulous incentives every year is to qualify to travel.
Okay.
And it's ambassador travel. And so about certain tier. In this case, I think it was 1% of the agents in Texas. So approximately, I don't know, 80 of us
Okay.
qualified based on our performance for the year.
Nice.
And so they take us to beautiful resorts, and it's all paid for yourself and a guest. So talk about an incentive.
She's
That is
killing it
great.
over here.
That is
That is
so.
why she's the one to
It's
need
phenomenal.
to
So
It
one
really is.
1% in
Yeah.
Texas or 1% countrywide.
Countrywide, I think it's a little less actually. There's 19,000 agents.
Wow.
And so, yeah, but it's definitely just top tier elite.
That's quite an honor. I mean, that shows how successful your business really is.
Thank you.
Because and we'll get to this later, but if you call up insurance agents on Google, they're everywhere. I mean, and so it's just amazing to be able to, for your business to be able to distinguish itself from all the rest of them out there and to win that kind of a trip. That's fantastic. So what was the most enjoyable thing you did on this trip?
So besides riding ATVs and, seeing these wonderful waterfalls and the greenery and just hearing the ocean, I think besides that, one of the great things was that I was able to spend time with my son.
Sure.
And that was incredible. I was able to expose him somewhere he's never been and going through the process, considering he's actually a special needs child.
Okay.
And so he really enjoyed it so much, touching the sand and all these stimulations that he was going through. So that was probably the most fantastic part of the entire trip.
I bet. Did you get to go on the water at all, do any snorkeling or anything?
Well, we didn't actually do any snorkeling,
Okay.
but we did lots of swimming and castle building and you name it.
Okay.
Just
Talk about
enjoying
a
the waves.
sensory experience for him.
Yeah, so he's autistic, so most definitely. I mean, he was just intrigued by the sounds and the waves and the everything. I mean, it was really awesome. It was
That's
awesome
awesome.
to see that. Yeah, so it was just freedom, just feeling the air and the breeze in your hair, and the ocean waves and fantastic.
That's awesome.
Nature.
So did you get to go up to any of the top of the mountains or the volcanoes or anything?
So we drove. My brother got to go on a helicopter ride.
Okay.
In Maui. We went to two of the islands, the main island and Maui. And in Maui, we took a road to Hana, which everyone was telling us about. It was fantastic. It was over 600 curves
Wow.
and over 50 bridges, just one way. And
Right.
that was about 3 hours long. So the scenery is just phenomenal,
Yeah.
fantastic. There's just, you can't describe it, right? You
Right.
just have to experience it. But just to give you an idea of some of the things we did. So yeah, it was fantastic going up and down. those
That's
volcanoes.
awesome. I know I sent my son and his new bride on their honeymoon there, and one of the things they did was sunrise. I forget what island, but it was sunrise at the top of the island, and you got up there and it was like 50 degrees. I mean, in Hawaii, you
wow.
don't think, but it's because of the elevation, and it was cloud covered, and they were freezing because all they brought was shorts and t-shirts, right? And
Yeah.
they didn't even think of anything about it, and they went up there and they were freezing cold.
Wow.
But it was the best thing they'd ever done. They would never trade anything else for it. So,
Oh, I'm sure.
yeah. Well, that's great. Well, okay, so we could talk about Hawaii all day because I love Hawaii. But tell us a little bit about what you did before starting your agency.
Oh, sure.
I know you said you've been in business about 10 years, or you've been at
Yes.
location about 10 years.
Yeah, I've been in business and the location
Okay.
for 10 years.
Perfect.
So prior to that, I actually grew up in Chicago, Illinois.
Wow.
I graduated. I have a master's degree, University of Illinois at Chicago.
Oh, nice.
So my MBA. And so I worked for corporate America for about 8 years.
Okay.
And I was in import, export, and logistics, and sales, and all that good stuff. And so life sent me here on a corporate job, one project job.
Okay.
And after the corporate or that position, that project was over, I had the opportunity to move to another state or return, and I fell in love with Texas. So I said, thank you very much, but I found what I love.
Right.
And so I stayed here, and I didn't know, I had nothing to do. I had to find a new career.
Right.
I had to find a new beginning. And so somehow in the mix, I came across, I actually went to a career fair and came across all these fantastic agencies
Okay.
recruiting.
Right.
And so I said, well, if I'm going to do insurance, I'm going to do it for the number one insurance in this country. So the one that most people trust. And that's how I became a State Farm agent.
Okay.
Over 10 years ago.
Wow.
Yes.
Awesome. So it's amazing. Of course, everybody that's in the chamber is usually a small business operator or entrepreneur, but the backstory is all the same. You know, they worked at corporate America for a number of years, some longer than others, and finally said, this is not what I want to do. And they make the break and do something else. So it's interesting. So you were tired of the corporate America and decided you wanted to go out on your own. So were you, didn't sound like you were looking for insurance per se. You just wanted to find something that you could be kind of your own boss, but yet have some support?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yep, because I knew what corporate was like, and I said, well, what a great company that has such great support. At the time, there was a Verizon commercials, you know, how they used to, the guy used to come out and then he would say, this is our support, and they would show hundreds of people. And I'm like, well, that's kind of like me. Oh, I could be a State Farm agent, and yet I have thousands of people support behind me, and I don't have to know it all or do it all from
Right.
day one. And what a great system to have. And then when I got to know the company, it's a company that's been extremely strong, financial strong, ethically strong. And so the core values were so strong and just amazing that I said, this is definitely what I want to be a part of.
Okay. Awesome.
What's
Yeah.
funny, every time you guys say State Farm, I just think of that man's voice, State Farm. Like,
That's
you know, they
right,
have the
yeah.
voiceovers with the kids and stuff, so every
Exactly.
time you say it, like, his voice comes over, I'm like,
That's funny.
Yeah, I mean, advertising is so strong. I mean, 'cause I used to work for Shell Oil, and
Okay.
years ago, and I remember there was the Shell Answer Man was a type of commercial, and so people that of a certain age remember that, right? I know you haven't heard of that before, but that was the thing, you know, to be the Shell Answer Man,
Yeah.
you know, and so
Yeah.
I kind of got that for a while. It's like, because everybody had problems, they'd come to me, and I was like, okay, nobody's gonna know the Shell Answer Man after, you know, about 2 years from now, but so that was interesting.
We're
So
like a good neighbor.
yeah.
exactly. I mean, those things stick,
Yeah.
and a lot of people, you know, things like that stick in just in everyone's memory, and sometimes they don't even know where it came from, you know, or how they got to
Right.
refer to something that way. Well, very good. So we've been talking with Lupe Martinez, owner of the Lupe Martinez Insurance Agency in Conroe, Texas. And when we come back, Lupe's going to describe the things she likes best about owning an insurance agency. Stay with us.
Don't miss Lone Star Community Radio on TV and YouTube. Our talk show and music shows are featured on Our City TV, Suddenlink Channel 12, and have their own YouTube channel. Make sure to subscribe to keep up with posted shows and comment on them below the video.
Have a legal question? Are you a resident of Montgomery County? Call 281-645-6344 to talk to a volunteer attorney from the Woodlands Bar Association. We answer the phones on the first Monday of every month at 281-645-6344 from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. to provide general legal information and information about legal resources to Montgomery County residents.
This is Rick, TRC. Every Tuesday on my show, Afternoons with Lone Star from 3 to 7, I play back-to-back classic rock hits. That's right. I like to call it a 2 for Tuesday or a 3 for whatever it is you'd like. Call the request line 936-647-3776 or message me on Facebook, Afternoons with Lone Star, make a music request. That's right, you can do it. Here's what else. Go over to our website, irlonestar.com. Get the app on your phone. It's easy. You'll like it.
Welcome back, everyone. This is the Hispanic Chamber Connection, a radio program that features and promotes members of the Texas Gulf Coast Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. This program is sponsored by the Lupe Martinez Insurance Agency right here in Conroe, Texas. So if it's time to review your insurance coverage, or if you've never shopped your insurance rates, number one, shame on you. But if you need to shop them, please give Lupe Martinez Agency a call at 936-799-1166. My name is Tom Brody, and I'm Vice President of Membership for the Chamber, and I'm joined by another member of the Hispanic Chamber, Janice Marino, also known as My Favorite Stylist. Janice, how can people get in touch with you?
They can text me at 719-205 4734. I mean, you can call me too, but text is better.
Yeah, I think Texas, I don't even know why they have speakers on these things anymore. Everybody just texts.
Exactly.
Yeah. So if you have questions for Lupe or an insurance question or just anything in general, please text them to me at 713-906-3710. So when we went to break, we asked Lupe if she would tell us what she liked best about owning an insurance agency.
So what I like best about owning the insurance agency is being able to make a difference in the community, truly teaching people about so many products and services that they had no idea that they had. You'll be surprised how much information we end up educating and giving on a day-to-day basis that people really did not understand. All they know typically is, well, I need it.
Right.
But what does it do for them?
And
what
how
are
much,
the
and-
differences and how much, and so truthfully, to allow you to go to sleep better at night, literally.
Right.
In this Sioux Happy Nation, the more you know, the better it is.
Oh,
So,
absolutely. Absolutely. So what is your, I know you're in Conroe area, in the Conroe area, kind of downtown Conroe, but what is your service area? Are you limited to any territory or anything?
I am not. I can
Okay.
help anyone in all over Texas. I mainly service the Montgomery County just because I'm physically here.
Right.
However, Harris County, Walker County, you name it.
Okay.
So we can help the entire state of Texas.
That's awesome. And I know you said you do home and auto, but is there one insurance product that you sell the most of?
So we're obviously known for the auto insurance,
Mm-hmm.
being the number one agency company for insurance in the country, which means that that's the one that most people or Americans in this country trust. We also focus on what we call financial services. So a lot
Okay.
of people don't know that State Farm has a bank. So we help many, many people at opening even checkings account with zero fees, by the way, and who refund you your ATM fees. People love that when they
Really?
find
I didn't know
out.
that.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can use any bank and you get 100% all those fees back. Refinance cars, that kind of stuff, So it's usually for once people have come to us, we kind of have that conversation with them.
Right.
Other products such as when you ask people what's more important to you, your home, your car, or your family, and many people answer family, well, we help them protect what's most important to them, which is their family.
Okay.
That can entail, life insurance, or we have hospital income policy products. So if you go into the hospital and you have no coverage, well, we can at least have some type of hospital coverage that you can replace your income or pay, babysitting services or parking or food or just different things. So it's a little bit like an Aflac supplemental.
Okay, that's what I was wondering. Okay. Because that's,
So-
I think that's something people would understand, the connection.
Yep,
To
exactly. To
Aflac,
Aflac.
you know,
That's how people
unfortunately.
usually connect. That's why I usually say that.
Unfortunate for State Farm, but I mean,
Yeah, but I mean, it's supplemental insurance, and that's
Right.
the one that's a little bit more famous out there. So people can associate with that. And obviously, we have, the bigger conversations of things that you have in place for your retirement, that kind of stuff. So
Okay.
we have a variety, over 150 products that we can actually offer.
Wow. and you guys also offer credit cards now, right?
Yes, we do.
Okay.
Yes,
'Cause
we
I
do.
know I was with State Farm previously, and my agent called and wanted me to sign for the credit card, and I was like, no, I don't need it. I mean, and it just kept going and going, and so I'll be fine, I get it. But it was one of those things, again, that was a surprise to me. I didn't know that they offered that.
Yep.
Very
So
good.
specifically, your picture, you're the face, you're Lupe Martinez, you know what I mean? The one you need to know in Conroe.
Yes.
So when people call, you educate them on getting their insurance and help them set that up? Or are you also the one that they call and be like, Lupe, I was just in an accident. What do I do?
And so in our agency, that we do both.
Okay.
We do both. So we are the ones that come when you're looking to see what you need. But then also, that's exactly why we have the, let's just say, pre-conversation. Because, yes, I've been there for 10 years, and I can tell you many stories of people walking in that door. And that's when they really recognize, and that's, what they have. And that's when we feel the most proud. And I say we because I have a team of 6 people.
Okay.
Licensed insurance agents,
Nice.
producers in my office here in Conroe, fully bilingual office. And so we, it's when we feel the most pride that we took the time to explain to them, to educate them, and to help them. And that's when we really say, I'm so glad we had this conversation. I'm so glad that you made the decision to inform yourself, educate yourself, and make that decision. So yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay. I mean,
Yeah.
you always see the pictures of the people like on the benches and stuff like that. And I'm
Right.
like, do they call them? Like, like again, I refer to the commercials like,
Yeah.
and they're there.
Yeah, so for example, hurricane comes or anything like that, right? So we have our company. I can literally write you like a check. So I go to your house, and your house is, there's a tree, you can't even live in it, inhabitable. We have to locate you in a new place. I can give you, a check right on the spot without having to wait for an adjuster.
Wow.
Unlike many other companies. And so I know if a broker of insurance, they're a little bit different. They
Okay.
usually send you to an 800 number to help you with their claim, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
We're a full service. We do everything. So my job when a hurricane comes or catastrophe or disaster is to make sure, number one, my family's safe. But immediately, I'm like a second responder. I have to be outside with my tent available to anyone and everyone
Wow.
that I can help. Yeah.
Okay. That's awesome. So let's talk a little bit more about your agency. You've been in this for 10 years now. What was the biggest surprise that you didn't see coming when you started your agency?
Well, probably the most important thing is how important you are in people's lives.
Okay.
And over the years, that becomes more and more real. You are important to them, and how uninformed they are. So
Yeah.
that's probably a big surprise.
Okay.
How we see ourselves day in and day out, always, educating the basics.
Right.
The basics. Hmm.
Wow.
That's probably the biggest surprise, and then having an underserved market.
Yeah. Now, you said underserved market. What do you mean by that?
Well, by that I mean actually more like the biggest disappointment.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay, so you're saying that's been the biggest disappointment is that people are so uninformed
Yeah, or having, yeah, exactly.
about insurance? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
Because people think, things like liability insurance, and they're like, oh, I just need liability insurance because I'm going to go get a sticker, or, for my car and whatnot. And it's like, let me talk a little bit about your responsibility as a driver.
Right.
And what that means. One of the major things is the minimum limit here in Texas is to carry property damage of $25,000.
Right.
Okay. So if you are driving around with the minimum $25,000, in the event you were to hit any car and you are found at fault, then the company that you have is going to only pay that minimum $25,000, and anything above that you pay. So when I ask people how much does a new car cost nowadays, and that's including parts and labor,
Right.
and how much, right? So how much coverage do you
They're
carry?
driving really carefully now.
So exactly, or so that's when we have the conversations. Well, sometimes we, the next limit is $50,000. So when
Right.
you feel more comfortable, $50,000 maybe costs you 30 cents more a month, right? And
Right.
now you have way more proper coverage. Now you know that if you're driving, you are protected. And what would you prefer? You pay out of pocket, or the insurance company pay? So those are the conversations that we like to have. That what
Yeah.
it truly means to have coverage versus just having a piece of paper.
Right.
Right, in case you get pulled over. That's
Yeah. That's important too, but I mean.
That's important too.
Yeah. Okay. Well, very good. So, I know you've been a longtime member of the chamber. Well,
Mm-hmm.
what attracted you to the chamber initially?
so. I think what really attracted me was how great this chamber provides the visibility
Okay.
to the business owners. I think there's great business connections. Also, how it's very it focuses on educating the business owner, and it recognizes different. I would say there's life cycles in businesses, and so it really can take somebody by the hand and really mentor, if you will, on a day-to-day, things that people haven't talked about. I think there's also great presenters. So again, business to business.
Right.
Education on so many just different things and different businesses that are out there. We have the guy that, cleans windows to the one that, is a doctor and XYZ. So,
Yeah.
so the variety of it, I think it's really good.
Yeah. Yeah, that's another thing too, because a lot of people, like we're all talking about, coming from the corporate America, working for a big corporation, you're kind of insulated from all the things, all the skills and services you would need as a solopreneur or starting your own business. And so a lot of people come into the chamber and go, I don't know anything. I don't have a website yet. I don't know how to do video.
What's
you know,
Google My Business?
What's Google My Business, exactly. And just things like that they just don't know.
Right.
Because they've never had to deal with that before. And so there's a huge learning curve that everybody needs to go through. Okay, that's very good. So talking about your customers, where do the majority of your customers come from? Is it word of mouth, or people see your sign on the street corner, or where do they get them?
If you have driven in Conroe, you've
Yeah.
probably seen one of my billboards.
Yes.
Because I get that all the time.
That's awesome.
So, I'm the one that you need to know in Conroe is my message. And so yes, if you've driven down 105 going towards the lake, you will see me. Or if you're coming downtown right now, when you go home, you
Okay.
will see me
Yeah.
right here in different billboards. So that's one way that I love to just people to know that we're there. And but our number one, when we track, where business comes from
Mm-hmm.
or how do people hear about us, is truly word of mouth.
Okay.
And I think that speaks volumes for our service and
Yeah.
what we do, because day in and day out, word of mouth. Obviously, we have a little bit of the networking and other means of media. However, word of mouth, yes.
And that's almost impossible to pay for. I mean, because
Mm-hmm.
you can spend the information on billboards and things like that is helpful, but when you get a referral from someone else, a friend or a
Mm-hmm. Yes.
family member, that's huge.
They come
And then-
into the building like, I'm looking for a Lupe Martinez. I saw your picture outside.
That's right.
That's exactly how they come in. That's exactly what happens. And so we like that, obviously, especially if you do refer. You're like, oh, I went so and to Lupe's office, and they're like, oh, the one on the billboard. And so
Yeah.
it kind of, we do it to connect it. So yes.
Well, very good. So we've been talking with Lupe Martinez, owner of the Lupe Martinez Insurance Agency in Conroe, Texas. And we come back, we'll find out how Lupe sets herself apart from all the other State Farm agents in the market. Stay with us.
Lone Star Community Radio is looking for those who are interested in hosting their own talk show. With monthly and weekly slots available on Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1, and on irlonestar.com. Start your own podcast, create your first YouTube channel, and be on TV. Contact Lone Star Community Radio online at irlonestar.com or call the station message line at 936-647-3776.
Does your company have needs that can be met by an employee who is dependable, hardworking, enthusiastic, motivated, cooperative, respectful, and punctual? Conroe Independent School District Special Education Department can meet your needs by connecting you with potential employees that have been preparing for a lifetime of employment. We have numerous individuals seeking paid and unpaid work experiences. If your company is interested in seeing how we can meet your business needs, call Conroe ISD Special Education Department to find the best employees for you at 936-709-7671.
Hey y'all, it's DJ Mike from Dance Time in Texas. Join me Monday through Friday at 8 a.m. as I count down the top 10 Texas Red Dirt songs that are packing the dance floor. I'll be featuring local artists and the story behind the hits, shows in the area, as well as new songs that make you want to dance. It's Dance Time in Texas with DJ Mike on Lone Star Community Radio, 104.5 KCZW and 106.1 KZCC, Conroe, Texas, or online, irlonestar.com.
A Lone Star Community Radio is Montgomery County's radio station with talk, music, weather, and traffic for Montgomery County. Have a question or comment about one of our shows? Want to know how to reach a host? Just contact the station at irlonestar.com or call in and leave a message at 936-647-3776. Get involved with your community with the Lone Star Community Radio.
Welcome back, everyone. This is the Hispanic Chamber Connection, a radio program that features and promotes members of the Texas Gulf Coast Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. This program is sponsored by Lupe Martinez Insurance Agency right here in Conroe, Texas. So if you need to review your insurance or get insurance, please give the Lupe Martinez Agency a call at 936-759-1166. My name is Tom Brody. I'm Vice President of Membership for the Chamber, and I'm joined by another member of the Hispanic Chamber, Janice Marino, also known as My Favorite Stylist. Janice, we talked before about how people can get in touch with you. Where is your shop located?
In Old Town Spring.
Okay.
It's right at the beginning.
The main drag?
Very accessible.
Okay.
Tons of parking.
All right. So what's the name of the building? How would they find it?
Aurora Salon and Wax Studio.
Okay, very good. So you're inside that. All right, very good. So, and if you're a member of the Chamber and you don't have the Chamber app, pay attention because I'm going to tell you how to get it right now. So
It
what
depends.
what you need to do is you're going to send a text message, and the phone number or the number you're going to send it to is 72727. Then you're going to text the word TX Gulf Coast. So TX GULF COAST, all doesn't matter uppercase, lowercase, but it's all together, no spaces. So what that happens, it will send you a link via text to your phone, and then you can click on the link, and that will open it. Now, this app does not get downloaded to your phone, so there's no real footprint to your phone. It's going to download the link, and when you click on that link, it's an internet app, right? So you actually need to be internet connected. Then when you have that app open, you need to either, if you're on Android, you need to save it to your home screen, or if you're on Apple, you want to bookmark it somewhere, and that's the challenge, is knowing where you bookmarked it. So you bookmark it on your phone, that way you can have it wherever you are. So if you need to access someone's, find a plumber in the Chamber or an insurance agent in the Chamber, you should be able to look that up really easily. And then when you go to the online directory, it'll show where they are. It shows phone number and email address. So there's no reason that you can't find them. Okay, so let's get back. Now, we talked to Lupe, and she's been in business for 10 years. So we want to find out how she sets herself apart. We've talked about it a little bit, but I just want to kind of find out what else you're doing to set yourself apart from all the other agents. Yeah.
Sure.
Talking too fast.
Well, as I previously mentioned, I definitely love to help people. That's probably my number one passion, is to help and serve and make a difference in people's lives. And so the way we differentiate ourselves is truly informing, taking the time one-on-one to have those conversations of what is important to you. A lot of times we ask people, when was the last time you sat down and actually spoke with your agent and reviewed your coverages based on what's important to you?
Mm-hmm.
And you'll be surprised how many answers we get of, well, I never did. Or so then you say, well, how did you choose what you have? Well, it's just what they gave me.
Right.
And so that I think even asking those questions, a lot of times they're really, really thankful. And it's been so many times that customers tell us, thank you so much for explaining to me what I never knew.
Exactly.
And that's how we prioritize ourselves. And, very, very, it's a privilege, I find it. I feel like a privilege to be able to do this for customers.
Oh, that's great. Because I know, like you said, a lot of people with insurance, they know they need it. They'll go to who their parents used or whatever. And it's just like, it's like, they don't think they can shop around for it, and it's really one of those things you want to look for someone who's going to provide the better service.
And also, a lot of times they think, or they're comparing apples to apples. And
Right.
then once you have this conversation more in depth, they find out that maybe they're comparing, oranges to watermelons.
Right.
And so a lot of times, when catastrophe hits or disasters happen, it's when, unfortunately, a lot of people then find out, well, why did they only pay me this when it was, supposed to be $20,000, but then it's depreciated because their policies are actual cash value on their homes or something like
Right.
that. And then, they just feel like they were robbed and, just unfair. And so it's extremely, extremely important that they know what kind of coverage they have and how a loss settlement is paid as well.
Right.
Because that's when it really matters to the customer.
Well, exactly. And then we'll talk about that beforehand, but then, in the middle of a
it's too
disaster or
late.
something, they need to know. So
Yes.
it's better to know ahead of time than to
Yep.
be scrambling and be disappointed.
Exactly.
In the heat of the moment there. So you said before that you came to Texas and you fell in love with it. Was it in this area that you came when you visited Texas the first time?
I did. I came to Montgomery County.
Okay.
So Been in love ever since.
You really did
Oh,
fall in
yeah.
love with the home, and then you decided to come here. That's
There's
awesome.
Texas, and then there's not Texas.
Well, yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, because I know one thing that I find really attractive about Conroe, I mean, I don't live in Conroe, but I'm just south of here, is that it does have a really small town feel.
Yes.
And it's a very warm, close-knit community here. It's just amazing. So I'm almost disappointed I'm not living in Conroe because I only get to have that little bit of feel when I come up here for the radio shows. So one of the things that is on everybody's mind this time of year is hurricane activity, right? What advice do you have for homeowners concerning coverages for the homes this time of year?
I would say the number one thing is talk to your agent. Find out what kind of coverages you have.
Right.
Because I could talk for my company, but if you're with company A and you're with company B, you really want to talk to them and find out what do you have,
Right.
and do you have flood insurance or not. Typically, it's a side a policy that you have to get separately from your homeowner, so it
Right.
doesn't cover that. So, so a lot of people, the most important thing I would say is truly take some time to pick up the phone and contact your agent. And if you don't have an agent, or if you're looking for someone that you really would love to have a conversation and educate, feel free to call me. I'm the one to know in Conroe. Again, and my number, if I may correct you, is that 936-756-1166.
I am so sorry.
1166.
Copy paste failed me. Okay. Sorry about that. All right. So what about people who live in apartments? How can they protect themselves from hurricanes? Is renter's insurance enough?
So renter's insurance is going to protect what they own.
Right.
So all their goods. So some of the things that they really want to know is how much they have. It's not just
Okay.
renter's insurance, but also additional living expenses is usually part of a renter's policy.
Okay.
So they want to make sure that they have that, because in the event that they're where they live, the unit is inhabitable, then they want to know that they are going to be able to be put in another place or another apartment while all this is being, reconstructed,
Right.
and that it's all taken care of by their insurance company.
Okay.
And if there's a limit of how much they're going to pay, and then if there is a limit, then they probably want to call me, because we have unlimited of that, so
Right.
of additional living expenses for them.
So is that, it's been a while since I've lived in an apartment, but I don't ever remember paying for additional or outside living expenses in my policy. Is that something that's new?
No, it's
Okay.
been there for quite a while. So it's
Again, I
just
was a
part
young
of-
kid in an apartment and I got renter's insurance. But thought that covered
Sometimes
it.
they call it different names.
Okay.
Yeah, but they all have that. It is part of just like liability. You had liability in your renter's insurance, whether
Okay.
it was 100,000 or $1 million, you still had it on there, most
Okay.
likely. Yeah.
Okay, very
It's pretty
good.
standard.
Awesome. Okay. So where are you living, Janice? Are you in a house or an apartment or
No,
what's
no,
up?
I'm in a house. And
Okay.
actually, it's actually really refreshing to hear her talk about how much you enjoy to talk to the people and to educate them, because the first thing you do when you get on the phone with the insurance agent, they just start throwing numbers. I'm one of those people, like, the minute you start throwing all this mumbo jumbo at me, I'm like, no, Charlie Brown, wah, 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 wah,
Yeah.
wah, wah, this much money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when somebody breaks it down and they say, well, this means this means that, it really, like, as a consumer, it really means a lot that you actually like breaking it down and making sure that they completely understand. And that is probably why you've done so well with your company. And it's really refreshing that people, like, enjoy that, educating them, because especially to people who are open to it. You know what I mean? Because I know people, like, you'll get the info, they'll collect all the information. We'll put your number here and we'll call you or reach out. And a lot of the times they don't, because that's the first thing they think they're going to do.
Right, or they're just looking at a price. And again,
Right.
it's, for homeowners insurance, there's something called replacement cost versus actual cash value. And that's
Right.
huge difference, humongous one.
Oh, yeah.
And so people sometimes think that they're saving, $500 for the year, but then if they have that claim, oh gosh, it costs them thousands of dollars, so it's to pay now or pay later. And if you pay later, you're going to pay way more.
Right.
So that makes a big difference. And in my office, I have a training system in place, and we call it, for example, the homeowner's home recipe. And so until, my staff is truly trained on this home recipe, we do it once and again. So that makes sure to explain and cover, and with examples. So in the event of this happens, that happens, or this or that, and, just explaining replacement cost versus actual cost value, we have a little examples like a couch, okay, just so you know. So when you bought a couch brand new, how much would it cost you? Give me a number.
$800.
800. Okay. So you've had it for 10 years and you're going to sell it in your garage sale. How much would you think you can get for it? Now it's worn, now it's old, now it's ugly.
Coffee stains, pizza stains.
How much do you think you'd get
We
for
did
that?
this before. We did this before. And this is a legit. My mom tried to sell her couch for $10. The lady was like, "Nice couch. Will you take 9?"
Yeah.
So okay, in that exact example, when it comes to actual cash value, that's typically they depreciate things. And when we tell people a lot of the times, it's like, well, would you rather, and in case of the event, everything's burnt down or everything, is lost. So would you rather get money for a new couch or money for an old couch? Most people want the new one. So that's replacement costs. So we do things as simple as that, and people can relate to it, and they totally get it.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, okay.
Light bulb.
Yeah.
And
Which
it's-
makes such a difference.
Yeah, and it's cool because since your office, they're in the field and they're in the office. So like you don't feel like you sign up with the company and then they're going to send a complete stranger like, here, I'm here to take care of it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Versus you are embedded in these people's lives.
So how long does it take? I mean, if you're going to sit someone down who's never had insurance before, but how long does it take to go through all that with them?
It's fairly simple and
Yeah.
easy. It just depends on the customer. I mean, we can do it as fast as, 10 minutes to depending on how many questions they have, how engaged they are, how much they would like to learn.
Right.
It could take a little bit longer, but it doesn't have to be that long. We can just ask simple questions and do a little bit of review of what it is. But to actually get the quote, it's really fast, really simple. Technology, click buttons,
exactly.
right?
Well, and
Windows.
that's what that was my next question. Is that do you prefer doing that over the phone with people, or do you find you get more out of them if they come to the office? I mean, I know everybody wants to do everything on the phone or online.
Right.
I didn't know what you preferred as far as what was more beneficial for you as far as being able to meet their needs and anticipate their needs.
Interesting you asked me what's beneficial for me. We always look at what's beneficial for the customer.
Right.
So it's whatever they prefer.
Okay.
So many of them just want over the phone, so that's great. A lot of them just want the quote over the phone, and they're like, oh, okay, well, let me just go in.
Right.
And because you're telling me so many things, I want to bring my husband,
Well,
and I
that's
want to
what I
bring
thought.
this. and-
Over the phone,
Yep.
it's kind of can be overwhelming, and they're not
Exactly.
taking notes, and it just seems
Exactly.
like it might be easier. And I was thinking you might, when I said better for you, that you felt you did a better job presenting if they were right there, because you're looking at someone, you can tell when they're not getting it, right?
Right.
And you said, let's go back over this section
go,
like that.
yep.
On the phone, you can't tell that.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. The question mark on
Exactly.
their face or
the
whatnot. Yes.
deer in the headlight look what? Yeah.
The blank
Yes.
glaze.
So we
Exactly.
we actually welcome walk-ins. We have tons of walk-ins because of the location. It's so easy access. It's right here, downtown, wherever you're going. It's right in the heart of Conroe. So, go by the shopping center right there, Palo Road Shopping Center. Like I said, some people are shopping. Some people go to Goodwill because we're between Goodwill and Rent-A-Center. So,
Okay.
people just
Follow
stop
the
by.
billboards.
That's right.
So since you have a storefront, what are your office hours there?
Oh, sure. Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m.
Okay.
However, you can always email us or, online, and weekends we're available.
Okay.
We can come to you, most definitely.
Wow. Okay. Very good to know. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Well, we've been talking with Lupe Martinez, owner of the Lupe Martinez Insurance Agency. When we come back, we're going to talk about the biggest misconception people have about insurance. Stay with us.
A Lone Star Community Radio is looking for those who are interested in hosting their own talk show with monthly and weekly slots available on Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1, and on irlonestar.com. Start your own podcast, create your first YouTube channel, and be on TV. Contact Lone Star Community Radio online at irlonestar.com or call the station message line at 936-647-3776 to to take your first step into the radio world.
Second Saturday Divorce Workshop provides unbiased information to help you understand your options and move forward with your life. This divorce workshop is for you if you are contemplating divorce, in the process of divorce, already filed for divorce, or post-divorce. You will explore the emotional, legal, and financial aspects of divorce from professionals who have guided others through divorce. For more information on this divorce workshop, contact SecondSaturdayWoodlands.com or call 832-375-0900.
Hey, Montgomery County and online listeners. Thank you so very much for checking out Jazzy Vibes with Soul. What? You haven't done so yet? Well, you've got to tune in. Hi, I am the host of Jazzy Vibes with Soul, Miss CeCe Holmes, and I invite you to check us out every Friday and Saturday from 7 until 9 p.m., where you will get the best in old school R&B and, of course, a little smooth jazz to make it jazzy. So tune in. That's right, tune in every Friday and Saturday right here on Conroe's 104.5 and 106.1 FM or worldwide at irlongstar.com.
Welcome back. This is the Hispanic Chamber Connection, a radio program that features and promotes members of the Texas Gulf Coast Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. This program is sponsored by the Lupe Martinez Insurance Agency right here in Conroe, Texas. If it's time to review your insurance coverages, please give Lupe Martinez a call at 936-756-1166. My name is Tom Brody, and I'm Vice President of Membership for the Chamber, and I'm joined by another member of the Hispanic Chamber, Janice Marino, also known as My Favorite Stylist. Janice, how can people get in touch with you?
You can text me at 719-205-4734 or follow me on my Instagram or Facebook.
Awesome. Okay. So if you have any questions for our guests, please text them to me at 713-906-3710. So when we went to break, we talked about that we're going to ask Lupe what's the biggest misconception that she sees that people have about insurance. And what is that?
I think that probably one of the biggest misconceptions truly about insurance is that people think that insurance companies are out to get you a lot of times.
Yeah.
And I think that's what makes us different, you know, and knowing that you're a nationally recognized company. There are a lot of non-reliable insurance, because I always tell people there's insurance and there's insurance.
Okay.
So, and the problem is what happens is for some reason, you know, you get all these brokers and whatnot. And I remember in Ike, not Harvey, but Ike in 2008, just in Montgomery County area, there was probably over 50 insurance company brokers that just flew away, that just disappeared when Ike happened. Yeah.
Right after the storm?
Oh, yeah.
Before?
Right when people needed them. Right when people needed them. And so that's it gives insurance companies a big misconception.
Or a
right?
bad name, yeah.
And bad name.
Yeah.
And so, you know, when people look for reliability and when people look for who's going to be there and who's going to pay, who's financially stable, it makes a big difference.
Okay.
And so being able to, even for me, going to sleep at night knowing that I have a multi-billionaire company backing, you know, the word that I tell the customers, it makes a world of a difference.
Right.
Yes.
Right. Oh, very good. Okay. I guess one thing that you may or may not see is there a difference in the way the generations view insurance? I mean, like I'd say, like maybe my generation and older versus the millennials, that maybe first-time homeowners. Yeah.
Most definitely.
Why'd you look at her? No, it's okay.
I have insurance.
Okay, all right. She's got insurance. She's good.
Millennials versus, you know, baby boomers.
Right.
Yeah, it's definitely a different. I think it's just culture and the era, right?
Yeah.
So because baby boomers and everyone, I mean, insurance was just so different.
Right.
You grew up with it, learning about it so differently, and the purpose of it and the industry. In today's world, there's so many options and competition, and they don't know A from B or, you know, this from that. It's just whatever, just the fastest, easiest, and cheapest.
Yeah.
And whatever I can do on my own. And, you know, so that makes a difference. So there's definitely challenges. And so the way we try to work with that is I hire millennials.
Close the gap.
Closing some gaps in
Okay.
different ways to learn from each other.
Okay. Well,
It's
very
funny,
good.
even in the game of life, you know how in the old game you have to buy insurance, in the new one you don't.
Really? That's crazy.
Interesting.
Okay. Well, I understand you had a special shout out that you wanted to
Yes.
do.
So today is my son's 6th birthday.
That's awesome.
Eric Martinez is his name.
Happy birthday, Eric.
Over at Kissinger Elementary. Yay.
Very
So
good.
happy birthday. Many, many more.
Yeah, absolutely. And you also have a little community announcement, right?
Yes. Well, we will be having a booth this weekend, this Saturday at 7 a.m. here downtown Conroe.
Okay.
There will be the Wood Forest Charity Run.
Oh.
And so we're going to be one of the sponsors there. And then I actually have 2 runner passes in case anyone's interested to run this 5K or 10K. I'll be happy to donate them. So
Can we
again,
walk?
2, it's supposed to be runners passes. And again, that's this Saturday coming up at 7 a.m. here downtown at Heritage Park. So
Okay,
if you're
so-
interested, just call me
Okay.
at the 936-756-1166 or email me at lupe@lupemartinez.com. Just first come, first serve.
Okay. Very good. Awesome. Well, I think that is it for us today. Again, join us every Tuesday when we feature a member of the Hispanic Chamber. So, Lupe, thank you very much for being on the show and for actually sponsoring the show. Janice, thank you very much, and we will see you next week.
Yes, bye.
Thank you so
All right,
much.
bye-bye.
Bye-bye.